wheelchair for the first time and actually climbed the 50-foot tower. Now this, for a child whose father was killed in a climbing accident, was a huge accomplishment. And they said it really took her a long time to get up there, but she did it. She conquered her fear and she made it to the top of the tower. And then you get to rappel down, so that was the really cool part. We have a second camp called Camp Air in St. Louis that has funding from the Moyer Foundation in Philadelphia. That's Major League Baseball player Jamie Moyer. He has a foundation to help children in distress, and grief is one of those services that they fund camps for. So the teens were 13 to 18-year-olds, went out there for a week as well. We also have a program called Horizons. Horizons is anticipatory grief. If you have a family member or someone who has a terminal illness, we actually have social work interns who are getting their masters and PhDs in social work and counseling go in and meet with the families for as long as it takes. We're working with one family now going on a year and a half. But children have to be involved in the family to meet our mission statement, but we will go in on a weekly basis or every other week if the person's in somewhat of a remission, and work with the dying person as well as the children so that they are coming to terms with what's going to be happening. How do you say goodbye to somebody that you care about, that you know is going to die? Those are also done in pillowcases, things that can be put in the grave then in the casket with the person when they do die. And it gives children a sense of relief to know that they're not suffering alone. Some grief statistics so that you know, an estimated 3.5% of children under 18 in the U.S. have experienced the death of a parent. And there's an estimated 31,000 suicides completed annually in the U.S. And if only 1/4 of those left behind a child, that's another 7,000 children who have experienced a death by suicide. It's out there. It's, as I said, a difficult subject to talk about. Sesame Street felt so much passion for this that in April, Katie Couric hosted a 1-hour Sesame Street program on when families grieve. We have 1,000 copies of the program on DVD that we're able to give away at no fee to any family. So I brought 2 with me. If anybody wants these to pass on to somebody, if you want them for the library, a school, hospital, local hospital, please, we want to get this word out that there's ways and activities that children can do so that they know they're not alone. So I brought 2 of those. I brought a couple full packets of information on Annie's Hope, and then I brought several brochures, one on just Annie's Hope, the Bereavement Center for Kids, what our general programs are, and one on Horizons. This is the anticipatory grief program. We're not for profit. We do work solely on grants, donations, contributions. My daughter was so excited about going to camp that she realized that they don't charge for camp, and I didn't have to pay for her to go to camp. But she wanted to raise money, so she had her first communion in April. So for her first communion, she did a letter campaign to friends and family, especially friends from Ohio, telling them that she's going to camp and was excited and asking to help raise money. My daughter raised $1,125 and actually funded 2 children to go to camp. So that was really cool, and I was really proud of that fact. I'm the operations manager. All of our staff is part-time, so I work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And some of our goals are to get us on a new computer database, looking at new phone systems and stuff, but we're also looking for a new campground. So if anybody knows of a residential camp that's within an hour-and-a-half drive of Kirkwood, please let me know, because we're starting to do site visits and evaluate camps. So we have other options, including Dittmer. So thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity. Any questions? Oh, I'm sorry. I also have a DVD, if you have time. It's somewhat emotional, so I will leave it to you guys if you want to see it. It was taken and filmed with a lot of the kids at camp, but it's great. It takes about 10 minutes. So, any questions? Yes, sir.
Where do you get your funding?
We have funding through Missouri Foundation of Health. Everything is grants. Our largest grant to date has been Moyer Foundation gave us $100,000 over 3 years. Missouri Foundation of Health grants $40,000 a year. Anheuser-Busch gives us a couple $1,000, but we do go out. We have a development director, and it's all individual donations, word of mouth.
And you have to apply for these grants.
The grants we apply for, yes. So. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Yes.
How many kids are involved annually?
And this past year, we served 39 families in the family support groups. We worked in 12 schools from January through June in Missouri. And in Horizons, we have 12 active families right now in the Horizons program. But our total is 1,300 children to date, and that's not single families. So at camp, we had 168 kids at camp this year. It was the most, and this was the first time they've ever had to turn campers away. We had a huge response. And normally they have campers that are there even their second or third time. And this year we turned away new campers because we just didn't have the facility. We probably are growing to where we can add another week of it.